Okay, hello boys, hope we're all well. Today what we're doing is it's really a revision kind of, there's two or three activities we'll be doing over the next 2 days where they're just kind of revising work that we've done already, okay? And this one, what we're doing is, so we have, it's called Briathra, Aimsir, okay? So Briathra, verbs, and Aimsir is past tense, okay? So really what we're doing is we're looking at past tense verbs, okay? And there's 5 verbs that we're focusing on. The first one is glán, okay, which means to clean. Chur, which means to put. Ol, which is to drink. Éist is to listen. And fan then is to wait, okay? Now, there's 3 different types of verbs here though, okay? So first verb, the first 2 verbs are the verbs that begin with a consonant, okay? So there's a rule for these. The next 2 verbs then we have, they're verbs that begin with a vowels, okay? And then there's a rule for these. How do we change these into the past tense, okay? And I'm going to show you those now in 2 seconds. And then we have fan up here, okay? And there's another rule then for verbs that begin with F, okay? So hopefully this doesn't look completely alien to you, and hopefully you kind of have some recollection, okay? Because we did Cannig and Bollig, okay? So the rule for verbs that start with a consonant are, if I get this up here now. Okay, so we'll start with Cannig and Bollig, okay? So these are verbs that start with vowels, or that they're verbs that start with consonants, okay? And the rule for verbs that start with consonants, all you have to do to turn them into past tense verbs are you just add a H, okay? So Cannig turns to Chanig, Bollig turns to Vollig, okay? So all we have to do is just add a H into them, okay? So the first set of verbs we're looking at are verbs that begin with a consonant, okay? And literally all we have to do is just add a H. So Cannig turns to Chanig, Bollig turns to Vollig, okay? The second groups of verbs then we have up here is we're going to have verbs that begin with vowels, okay? So how do we turn those verbs into past tense verbs? Well, it's very, very simple. All we have to do is add a D apostrophe, okay? So ol turns to dole, dole me, dole tu, dole she, dole she, okay? And éist turns to deist, deist tu, deist me, deist tu, deist she, deist she, okay? And then how do you ask, did you drink? Ol tu? And the answer is either going to be dole, no, near ol. So dole is yes, I drank. Near ol is I didn't drink. And did you listen? Deist, near éist. I listened or I didn't listen, okay? And same down here with Cannig. Cannig, so AR, so air Cannig, air Vollig. Did you buy? Did you collect? Okay? And then our third group, okay, is verbs that begin with F, okay? So the verbs that begin with F, we kind of put the other 2 rules together and we do those to the F, okay? So we put a D apostrophe and we add a H, okay? So if a verb starts with a vowel, we add a D apostrophe. If a verb starts with a consonant, we add a H. So for verbs that start with F then, we do both things. So we go, so fan turns to don me, don tu, don she, don she, okay? And then we have fog over here. So did you leave your air fog too? Or air og too? So fog turns to dog me, dog tu, dog she, dog she. And then air og, dog or near og, okay? Air on, don, near on. Okay, so there are 3 groups, okay? So with the first group are verbs that starts with vowels, starts with consonants, and then if it starts with an F, okay? So let's get back to our worksheet, okay? So all we literally have to do is we just have to fill in the blanks, okay? So, something Sean and Laura Cockroach air on moored, and the clue is her. Okay, now chur starts with a what? It starts with a consonant, doesn't it? So all we have to do is we have to add a H to chur. So it's going to be Chuir. Chur, Sean, and Laura Cockroach air on moored. Okay, something the posh di leis a múntar sa seomaranga, and it's éist. Okay, So H starts with a vowel. So all we have to do is we have to turn that. We have to add a D apostrophe. So H turns to dashed. Okay. Something Oshin on Banya Galer Morvi Tard Air. So all. Okay. So like H, we just have to add a D apostrophe. Okay. So just like H, we add D apostrophe. So we're going to turn it to so all is going to turn to dole. Okay. If we're a caher, fan. Something daddy is a volume or v tertia air. So it's going to be Don daddy, and it's going to be D apostrophe FHAN. Okay. Iver kuig. Something she and shock of ungabar glan. Okay. So to clean glan. So how do we turn that into a past tense verb? Well, it starts with a consonant. So all we have to do is add a H. GHLAN. Glan. Okay. Iver a she. Okay. So air something to on cup on te. Okay. So let's just go back and have a quick look and see what happens when you're asking a question. Okay. So air all. Is there any change? No, there's no change to all. So pretty much we can just bung in all there. So we can just air all to on cup on te. Okay. In for glan then. So for the verbs that have start with a consonant, is there any change when you're asking the question, or when you're saying no, you didn't? The negative form of the question of the verb. No. See, all you have to do is just add in the H. Okay. So we just have to add in the H. So near glan me and shomer focta. So we just as we did up here with glan, we just add a H to glan. So near glan me and shomer focta. And yeah, I didn't clean the bathroom yesterday. Okay. Air something to lesson pashi kanasa hala. Did you listen to the children singing in the hall? And it's air H. Okay, so H is going to follow the same rule as O. Did we change any O up here? Anything to O, or did we just put O straight in? We did. Yeah, we did. That's what we did. There was no change whatsoever, was there? So air H to lesson pashi kanasa hala. Okay, so H. So you can just put that straight in there. Air H. Iver ne, near something Shan Coplower in a Malus colour. Okay, so near. Now, cur. Cur is going to follow the same rule as glan, okay, because they're verbs that start with a consonant. So we had glan, we put a H in here, didn't we? So it was near glan. So near her. He didn't put near car she and coplar. Sorry, need car she. She didn't put her coplar in the monoscola. Okay, and in the last one then, air something shifra as Savalia nor visha time. Did she stay at home when she was sick? Okay, and we have to follow for what's the rule? So what? For down here, we just have to add a H. So fun. So air on shifra Savalia nor visha time. So FHAN. Okay, so I have added this. When you click onto the Seesaw assignment, you will see this page. Okay, but up here on the right hand corner, there's a second page. Okay, so these are your cheat sheets, pretty much. Okay, these are the rules. So once again, you have the vowels start to the verbs that start with a vowel are up here, so you can apply those rules to all those verbs. Verbs that start with consonants, except F obviously, because F has a different rule itself. So all other verbs that start with a consonant follow these rules up here for past tense, and then when we get to verbs that start with an F in the past tense, this is what we do down here. Okay, so when you are looking at this today, please don't forget to find this page up here. Okay, because this will make it so much easier for you. Okay. Okay, there we go. The Briathra, Aimsir, Chaite. So the past tense verbs, all revised. Hopefully that all makes sense. Any problems, let us know. Thanks, boys. Good night, Rintala. Good luck. See you, boys.